Biometrics Optimum Woman is the only woman's high-potency full-spectrum multiple vitamin supplement to contain 56 nutrients, including those most important for today's woman, such as calcium for bone health, iron for healthy red blood cells, beta-carotene, biotin for nail and hair health, gamma-linoleic acid from evening primrose oil, octasanol, grapeseed extract, a potent antioxidant important for maintaining capillary strength, and vegetarian digestive enzymes. Visit www.biomadrxsupplements.com.
Gold label quality Biomed RX CBD oil is made from organic hemp that is locally grown, glyphosate-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, homogenized, third-party tested, and CO2 extracted. Visit www.biomedrxcbd.com.
Hi, this is Devin Lockett, the president of JobSite Route. As the son of a general contractor, I know how difficult it can be to get good food on the job site. And letting your construction workers leave the job site to buy lunch just takes valuable time away from them being on the site. I've developed an app and a program that will bring a steady stream of food trucks to your job sites every month for the low price of only $100 per month per site. That comes up to about $3 per day to have a steady stream of food trucks coming to your job sites all day, every working day. You can also contact the food trucks ahead of time and pre-order your food from the menu on our app. This saves valuable time for your construction workers and for you. It also sends a variety of delicious food served on Southern California food trucks to your job sites all day. When you think about it, it only makes sense to join the JobSite Route Network. All right. Hello. How's everybody doing this afternoon? Welcome. Let me see if I can get everything kind of situated, maybe change my camera angle a little bit. I know I should have taken care of all of this beforehand. How's everybody doing? Thank you. This is your boy, Devin Lockett, your man, I guess you should say, because I'm way too old for that. And here we are.
here we are enjoying the day before, the night before, what promises to be a pretty interesting event tomorrow, which will be the election. Which election is midterm election time. And of course, everyone is anticipating a large red wave. Okay, we're anticipating a very large move in the conservative direction. I think people are kind of sick and tired of the inflation. They're kind of sick and tired of the gas prices. They're sick and tired of the food shortages. They're sick and tired of the people exposing children to things that children really shouldn't be exposed to. They're sick and tired of the arguments for basically murdering children that are fully born and fully formed and developed. War. I mean, there are not too many people who are favors of war. C.R. Frank, salute. How you doing? Welcome. Hey, man, feel free to cam up and come on in because, here we are, right? Here we are. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. I know there's a lot of people with a lot of opinions about what's happening right now in the world. And, this is a very interesting time, especially with regard to the events involving Kyrie Irving and Ye. Okay. And I think, those of us who are mature and politically savvy can understand the pretty obvious connection between the Kyrie Irving and Kanye West, or formerly the artist formerly known as Kanye West, presently known as Ye, and this election, right? I think that's something that we need to pay attention to, and that's something that we should probably discuss this evening. If we should find members of my audience that are as testicularly endowed as I, or testicularly endowed enough to call in, I'd like to hear your your opinion about things. I wanted to share a few clips that we've seen, but I'm not really much into recycling what we see on YouTube, because you guys can find it yourself. We've seen the Kyrie Irving interview. We understand that he shared the movie Hebrews to Negroes, talking about the migration of the children of Israel, the children of Jacob, the scattering of people. And I think maybe what he's referring to, I haven't seen the documentary, although I do intend to see it. 3.5 hours. I understand a lot about filmmaking. I am a film school graduate, and I know that the thing about that's most difficult about documentaries is distilling all of the footage down to 2 hours. And that can be a virtually impossible task if you're a filmmaker. And I totally get it. I totally understand what's going on, but they still managed to pull out a 3.5 hour documentary, a 3.5 hour video. And I want to see it. I want to see it myself. Years ago, I guess this would be about quite a few years ago. This was about 1990. Well, let me see. The riots from Rodney King, the Rodney King riots, I guess you can call them. That was on April the 29th of 1993. And at that time, in 1993, in the years preceding that, from 90 or 89 to 93, I was operating an organization that I formed in Los Angeles called Melange, which was the Institute for Multicultural Development and Empowerment Through the Arts. I had a 6,400 square foot gallery space at 333 South Spring Street in downtown Los Angeles. And I actually lived in there with my cat, broke code and all the rest of that stuff. And I had a very multicultural group of members to the organization Melange. We had representatives from all over the world, from Africa, the Philippines, Korea, Russia, Latin America, Brazil. We had members from all over the world, and it was a very exciting time because it's good to get everybody together in LA, and we would have conversations that would leave everyone in the room completely soaked in sweat. We were not afraid to. We were not afraid. We didn't shrink from controversy, and I believe that's the American way. All right, one should not shrink from controversy. There should be nothing that is off limits to say, and within reason, right? You don't want to be directly confrontational and offensive to anyone. And there should be nothing that is off limits to know. We should not hide from information. Now, of course, the biblical story. Oh, now, during this time, I had the good fortune to have met members of the Hebrew Israelite nation. I guess it's called a nation. I'm not sure. But these were Hebrew Israelites. And I met them in the Crenshaw area. Actually, I met them in an area that we affectionately call the jungle, right? And I invited them to one of our weekly meetings at the Melange Gallery, okay? And it was very, very interesting. Like I said, I had a completely multicultural audience, and I was enlightened. I was glad to have learned from these brothers. I was very impressed with their knowledge and their ability to call upon scripture, and other texts to support the claims that they were making as far as the origins of Black Americans. I did a lot of research on my own, and I have discovered some pretty interesting things. And even Jewish scholars recognize the Lembic people, or the Lemba tribe, that was scattered down into, I can't remember the town that they lived in or city that they lived in. But over years, they migrated across into Africa from the Middle East, which is actually a part of Africa. And they built stone cities throughout the places where they went in Africa. So these archaeological finds are still there, and they're still being discovered to this day. There have been old maps that have listed the west coast of Africa, the area that is now called Nigeria, which is an insulting colonial name, meaning nigger area, which is terrible. But pre-Nigeria, and that area was known as the Kingdom of Judah. Many slaves were imported and sold and advertised as Hebrews, okay, specifically Hebrews. The whole African American thing is, I believe, a sad attempt to hyphenate our citizenship. We are Black Americans. We are Americans, and we shouldn't have to classify ourselves as any other type. We're not subject to the United States of America. We are citizens of the United States of America. And I believe the whole, general connection to simply say Africa, right, without being specific of which people were sold by the Dogon to the Europeans and the Arabs and others, which people there were that they were selling, okay? And I don't know if all of them or some of them or most of them, but it is a lot of evidence to support the claim that these children of Israel were the children that were sold into slavery. Like I said, nothing is exact in history, so maybe not 100%, but there is a very, very strong likelihood that the words of the Hittites, of the Hebrew Israelites, are true. Okay, and there's a lot of there's a lot of consternation about that right now. In fact, the Ashkenazi community is so upset, and they consider this so insulting, that you wonder, is it simply white racism? Is it simply bigotry? Are you simply that insulted to be affiliated with the Black Americans? Is it really that insulting? I mean, if I, as a Catholic, were to walk down the street and someone from anywhere in the world came up and said, "Hey, I'm Catholic too," okay, I would not be offended at that. No matter who that person is, no matter where they were from, no matter what they represented, they could be, if they're Latin American, they probably are Catholic. And, but there are Catholics of every color. I mean, majority of the people in the Philippines are Catholic. I mean, there are Catholics everywhere. So but I've never taken offense to someone saying that they belong to my faith. And you could take someone like Rachel Dolezal, who, is transracial, I guess you can say. And she says she's Black. I mean, as light-skinned as I am, how can I argue, right? I mean, a lot of people doubt my Blackness if I shave, all of my nappy hair off. But I don't see any situation within which Black Americans of any faith or any other people in the world would be as highly offended at someone else claiming to be their spiritual brethren. Most people are happy to take on other members, other support in their own tribe. Most people are pretty happy about enlarging their tribe, right? Now, there's a lot of history that points to the Khazar Empire. There's a lot of history that points to the leader of the Khazar Empire, Turkey or the Caucasus Mountains or wherever they were, embracing Judaism as a political decision in order to avoid getting caught up into jihad and the Inquisition, the Catholic Inquisition. And it was a political decision that these Europeans were not part of the migration from Jerusalem. And, I don't really know. I wasn't there at the time. But I think that may have something to do with why so many people of the Ashkenazi community are very upset with Kyrie Irving. Now, I personally don't see any anti-Semitism, but then again, I haven't seen the movie, so I'm not even going to voice an opinion on that as of now. But, the connection between the Ashkenazi Jewish community and the Democratic Party is becoming quite clear right now. And I think that's something that we need to pay attention to. Because things, this country has been split on ideas and on party lines since 2016, at least, if not before then. And this is all kind of converging. The disrespect that Black men are noticing that Kyrie Irving and Kanye West are experiencing right now, the buck breaking, if you will, or the attempt at buck breaking these brothers, is something that all Black men in this country are keeping an eye on, whether you represent the left or the right. We do recognize that racism is very much a part of our experience in America. And this experience is really, really being driven home right now with the chastising, the ending of the careers, the whatever. Now, most Americans, Black, white, or any other race, see us all as equals, that a part of our freedom being Americans is that we're all equal. Okay. The messages that are being sent right now to the Black community with the silencing or the attempted silencing of Ye and Kyrie Irving is one of tyranny. It's one of tyranny. So it's kind of hard if you're saying that these gentlemen are being insensitive about the suffering of the Ashkenazi Jewish community, to say that they're not compassionate or empathetic or sensitive, yet you're going to force them to be compassionate or empathetic or sensitive to the plight of the Jews with economic aggression. That's what this is. What you're witnessing. This attempt at buck breaking is economic aggression. Firing, canceling contracts, taking money, refusing to bank. And it leaves us with a very, very poignant question, right? Very clear question. Are you victims or tyrants? Because it seems like you can't be both at the same time, right? Are you saying poor us because we've suffered so much persecution all over the world at the hands of so many different peoples? Or are you saying if you piss us off, we will crush you and destroy you? Because in doing that and saying those two separate and very distinct, different messages, you're sending a really confusing idea into the world, right? Well, you know, black men are not stupid, okay, regardless of what anyone may think. And black men are recognizing what's going on. Black men are recognizing the fact that black people in this country have been used mainly by the Democrats, mainly by the left, meaning mainly by the Ashkenazi Jews. I mean, they are the party that control the Democrats for a long time. And the result of this has been the deliberate destruction of our society and our community, the deliberate removal of the black fathers from the majority of our homes, and the removal of the black man as the figurative leader of the black community. The disrespect is really unbearable, and most black men are not going to handle it anymore. They're not going to take it anymore. And I don't blame them. So now we're faced with a decision. Okay. Now, the left-right division in political America happens to have run directly down the middle of the black community, separating black men from black women. Okay. In fact, even the pundits that support the Democrats say that they don't care about black men leaving the Democrat Party because they've got such fidelity and loyalty from black women. I can say that. I can see how people would believe that. I mean, black women seem to be more loyal to the Democrat Party than they are to their own men in many respects, or to the men within our community in many respects. But nevertheless, the gynocracy, the matriarchy that has been developed as a result of Democrat parties is not good for black men. It never has been good for black men, and black men are pretty sick of it. It's resulted in a lot of social ills being pumped into our community. And speaking of pumping social ills into our community, we need to also address the whole entertainment thing, right? We're talking about Ye and him being a rapper. Personally, I salute the brother for his success and for his wealth, the wealth that he's accumulated throughout his career. I'm not necessarily a fan of rap or a fan of pop or anything like that, but hey, that's just me. But Ye is paying particular attention to the fact that this community has made billions of dollars and spent billions of dollars in promoting gang culture, violence, drugs, using and selling, sexual immorality, violence, disdain for each other as human beings, disrespect for each other as human beings, and disrespect for our women. It is really, really offensive. All right. If you want to talk about being offended at media, okay, before you get offended at a 3.5-hour documentary, I think we need to take a look at all of the offensive gangster rap and gangster rap culture crap that has been produced and pumped into our community with the specific purpose of, shall we say, recycling the social ills that plague the Black community by pumping them into the ears of our children to be repeated and repeated over many generations. So we can't help but make the connection because, you know, the country has been balkanized and, you know, we are, you know, split from one side to the other, left and right. Black men are kind of going more with the right, toward the right, and I think it's a good thing. And these leftist ideas don't work. And we are reaching a level right now of political maturity to the point where we can make the connection between the left, the Democrats, the Ashkenazi Jewish community, you know, that supports them, and all of the social ramifications of leftist policies and the being taken for granted by the Democrats. We're just going to say Democrats. We're just going to say Democrats and globalists from here moving forward, because I think it's where I've established early on in this video who we're talking about. So here we are. This is a very interesting time. It's kind of a rough time for people to be flexing their muscles. Okay, I think it's kind of a stupid time for people to be flexing their muscles, their political muscles, and trying to punk Black men down, trying to punk Black men out, trying to buck break Black men. I think a lot, I think it's going to reflect. I think it's going to reflect tomorrow in the polls. Actually, I believe very strongly that is going to reflect in the polls tomorrow. Okay. So if you are so bold, come on and cam up, call in, and let's talk about it. Okay. Let's talk about it. The link is in the chat room. Go ahead and hit it. And if you don't want to come in, let me know. Oh, I think I'm in a short here. Let's see. What is this talking about? Excuse me, people.
Coming back to save the Black community.
Right. The people that make bad choices, got kids like Day Sherlock, Raekwon, and that man. But they want those men to come back, right?
Oh, no. We don't do that. No, you can mind your business. Because I would tell my brothers, I'm realistic and I try to be a fair person. So, it is what it is. People have to deal with the consequences of their actions.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's
Say it again. Yes, ma'am. And myself included, right? You got to deal with the consequences. If I make bad choices, I got to deal with the consequences. But it's an insult. You got brothers. If your brothers do the right thing, study hard, or they didn't go to school, they just went to work hard, but then they got to deal with the check. They got 4 or 5 kids, 7 kids by 7. It makes sense.
They owe themselves something here.
Shout out to my homeboy, Kosher Clinician. I really appreciate you. Thanks for having me on your show. Shout out to Dennis Sperling. Shout out to the late, great Kevin Samuels. Shout out to Minister Jap, Mr. Parker, the brothers from the Manosphere. I really appreciate it. Like I said, came up and call in if you want to talk about it. I understand if you don't. I'm trying to find some nice things that I'd like to share. I saw a couple of videos that I wanted to share about the current state. From what I understand, Kyrie Irving has decided to retire from the NBA. But this isn't over. I mean, I hope people aren't licking their paws and saying, "Oh, well, we got it." Please don't think buck breaking a few brothers is going to win you the fear and respect of the rest of the brothers. What you're doing is you're awakening a sleeping giant, and yeah, I think it's going to bite you in the ass. Now, this is only my prediction. I think people, if you're watching this, then you've seen the what do you call this? Then you've seen the elephants, the red elephants, and the African American flag. Okay. So you understand that there is a very strong push toward the right, the direction of the political right, for Black Americans, for Black American men. Okay. And, I don't really want to get into the whole copyright thing. Okay. And I don't want to really show too much of other people's material. Okay. I don't want to get too much into that. Shout out to Boyce Watkins. Thank you for being a true G about this. Shout out to the amazing Lucas. Thank you for being a true G about this. You see, what's happening here is Black men are being offended at all of this. And I just hope that, Black men from the left and the right and from all sides of the political spectrum are being offended at the persecution of these brothers, simply for supporting the movie Hebrews to Negroes and supporting the idea that Black Americans are, in fact, Hebrews. This is not going to go away because you disenfranchise a couple of brothers. In fact, what you've done is made the movie Hebrews to Negroes a bestseller, and the ideas therein solidified into the American political spectrum. Now, what does that mean for tomorrow? I don't know. I believe the red wave is going to happen. I believe that the Black male vote is going toward the conservative side, if not the Republican side. But what is going to happen is when the presidential election comes up, when the next presidential election comes up, that's when we're really going to see the results. Because without the Black community, and not just Black women, without the entire Black community, and not just the soft little punks that are afraid of not getting any vucking, so they're going to go vote. I believe it is going to, pull the weight out, take the wind out of the sails of the Democrats. It's going to pull the base out of the Democrats from underneath them. Okay, from underneath them, and I have very, very, very strong reasons to believe this. So here we are, here we be, and like I said, if you dare call in. I appreciate it. If you don't want to call in, it's fine. I'm not going to stay online forever because I have to cook for my son. Yes, I do. So thank you very much for watching. Let me see if I can present a video file for you guys to watch. Yes, feel free to cam up and call in. Okay, I'm just gonna show you guys a couple of things here. I guess I can share that with you.
Gold label quality Biomed RX CBD oil is made from organic hemp that is locally grown, glyphosate free, gluten free, non-GMO, homogenized, third-party tested, and CO2 extracted. Visit www.biomedrxcbd.com.
Yep. Yeah, just a little commercial for some Biomed RX CBD. It is gold label quality, as you can see. And we start at 1,000 milligram strength. We go all the way up to 10,000 milligram strength. Okay. The next strongest, it would be, I guess, morphine, right? If you need something stronger than that, what you need is no longer CBD, all right? You want more than what weed can give you. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Feel free to cam up and call in if you have anything else to say. I'm going to try to find a couple of videos that I wanted to share with you guys. I saw them earlier, and now, of course, here I am on another channel. So I really appreciate Kyrie Irving for his integrity and for standing up, and I think most brothers appreciate it, and most brothers see what's going on. Brothers that are on the left and the right were quite offended at the disrespect that President Obama had to suffer when he was president. And most black men are quite offended at what is going on right now. As far as Kyrie Irving and Kanye West and Ye, right? I was trying to, but you know what? I'm going to share this. I'm going to share this because I saw this earlier, and I appreciate Dr. Boyce. I think Dr. Boyce is a very, very intelligent brother, and I want to see what.
Okay, so effectively,
I want you guys to see what Dr. Boyce is talking about. So let's do something here. Yeah, let's share this one here. Shout out to Dr. Boyce Watkins. I appreciate it. Dr. Boyce, fair use, my brother. Right? Watkins, I appreciate it. Dr. Boyce, actually, that was my screen. Excuse me. Let me see if I can get this started here.
Your logic is Master say he wrong.
All right, here we go.
I'm not trying to be mean today, y'all. I promise I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be efficient and honest, and I don't want to waste a lot of your time. But I'm going to talk to you guys very quickly about three ways that I think that LeBron, Shaq, and Barkley have embarrassed themselves. I mean, really epically embarrassed themselves over this whole Kyrie Irving situation. So anyway, as you guys come in, I want to just reiterate. I've been talking about Kyrie Irving a little bit recently, like a lot of people have, mainly because this whole situation is really bothering me. I was sitting down and I went and I sat down today for a while with the GOAT, Dr. Paul Anderson. That's Dr. Anderson. I was sitting there, and he was actually giving me instructions on how to fly an airplane. I've been going to flight school, and he's like a father to me. I love this guy. And he's one of the great economic thinkers of all time. He's also one of the greatest historians of all time. And Dr. Anderson and I were talking about this whole situation with Kyrie Irving. And Kyrie, as you know, he retweeted a documentary on Amazon, which hopefully will become a bestseller, called From Hebrews to Negroes. And effectively, as soon as Kyrie did that, they put the beat down on it. I talked about it a lot yesterday, so I'm not going to rehash it all because this is meant to be a very quick video, so I'm going to make this quick. But basically, Kyrie has been getting beat like a field slave. The Brooklyn Nets have basically told him to do everything except call himself Toby. They have told him that they're going to take his money, they're going to take away, they're going to take away his dignity. He has to go and get all this re-education. They're treating him like he's a dumb little boy. And we know that this is all crazy. Give me a yes if you think this is ridiculously hypocritical. I mean, just the fact that Jeff Bezos, the person who runs Amazon, no one said anything to Amazon, no one said anything to Bezos about this documentary, but for some reason, they're literally telling Kyrie Irving what he is and is not allowed to retweet. I'm going to give me a yes. I wonder if we're on the same planet. This is unbelievable. I mean, this is an absolutely outrageous situation. So I want to focus specifically on a couple of really interesting dudes in this game. LeBron, Shaq, and Barkley. And the reason I put these images up is because there's an agenda, right? There's an agenda to emasculate black male. And there are some of us as men that go right along with the agenda. And there's some of us who buck against the agenda. Some black men just say, no, I'm not doing all that. And you have some black men that don't care. They care about getting the bag. They'll do whatever they got to do. They'll be whatever kind of clown they have to be. And that's kind of what tends to happen. That's what divides us, unfortunately. So back to Shaq, Barkley, and LeBron. These guys, it's so interesting. In case you don't know, Shaq, Barkley, and LeBron went out of their way to go after Kyrie. I think Shaq and Barkley both called him an idiot on TNT. LeBron went out of his way to issue some statement about, I don't tolerate hate speech no matter what. Okay, I hear all that, and you have a right to think what you want to think. But how many of you, give me a yes or no, give me a yes or no. How many of you believe that Shaq, Barkley, or LeBron even watched the documentary before they made their comments? How many of you believe, give me a yes or no, how many of you believe that Shaq or LeBron or Barkley even watched the documentary? I mean, they were speaking real confident about hate speech. I don't tolerate hate speech. This is stupid. This is what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Get your ass back in the ball, boy. What you doing, boy? You gonna get out of this ball, boy? No, we know that they didn't watch it. So basically, you were talking tough about something when you didn't know what the hell you was talking about. I mean, let's just put aside the fact that Kyrie has a right to retweet whatever he wants. You can't hold every person. You don't fire people from their jobs because they shared a post. That's insanity right there. That right there is crazy enough. That's the second part of this. That's crazy. If Shaq and Barkley, LeBron, all these guys, if they have any ounce of sense in their brain, they could have easily just said, you know what, I didn't see the documentary, so I'm not prepared to make a statement on it. I know Kyrie, he seems like a nice guy, but I also believe that as a fundamental human liberty, you shouldn't be taking away a guy's livelihood because he hit the retweet button. Like, you can literally, like, see, y'all need to call me. I will work with any of you guys. I'm not trying to make fun of you. I promise. Sometimes I get mean when I get pissed. And right now I'm a little bit pissed. I'm sorry. You're bringing it out of me. I don't understand why you couldn't just call me and I can advise you on how you can respond to these things without looking like a complete idiot. And I'm not making fun. I'm sorry. Sometimes I do that and I get abusive with the language. And that's not my intention. I don't think these guys are all bad. But Lord Jesus, must we always be the first ones to line up and pull out the whip, pull out Master's whip? Master's whooping your fellow black man in front of you because this is a buck-breaking exercise. I mean, this is a buck-breaking exercise. This is straight off the damn plantation. This is where they would take that whatever slave came out the strongest, they would deliberately make a public spectacle and an example out of him, specifically so they could control the other slaves. This is history. Look this up. Go read Dr. Claude Anderson's book. Read Black Labor, White Wealth. Read Powernomics. and you'll know the history. So this is a tradition. This is Kyrie's not the first one. So the thing about it is that you have the other guys sitting there watching, and then they say, so what they did do is they'll go find another Negro employee to cover for their anti-black behavior. Their belief is, if I can get another black person to co-sign on my abuse,
A coon.
then no one's going to call me a racist. So, what intelligent black people can understand is we know the discernment. We understand that in many cases, some of the most anti-black, most racist behavior is perpetrated by black people. Just look at the people that own the hip-hop music labels. They talk all day about hate speech, but yet they put billions of dollars out to fund music where black people are being called the N-word in every other lyric. Then they think that because it's coming out of the mouth of a black man, that nobody's going to notice. That's what this is. That's what this is. They're using these guys for cover. If Barkley and Shaq and LeBron were not black, they would not have been asked to comment on Kyrie Irving. Am I right or am I right?
Absolutely.
Give me a yes or no if you agree with me. Give me a yes or no. If Barkley, Shaq, or LeBron were not black, they would not be asked to comment on Kyrie. Am I right? So given that they only picked the black guys to talk about the black guy, this is not a Jewish thing. This is a racism thing. This is a black thing. They are very clear. They're oh, we don't care about race. We would do this no matter what the ethnicity is. No. You know this guy's black, and you know you need black guys for cover. And so Barkley, Shaq, and LeBron, as great basketball players as you were, you probably aren't as good at thinking as you are at basketball. I'm not saying that you need to shut up and dribble, but I'm saying that before you open your mouth, you should probably do some research. You should probably listen to some scholars. Maybe you can go sit down with people like a Dr. Claude Anderson or Professor James Small, who I happen to see at the reparations rally this weekend in D.C., and they can explain to you why there is a very valid, legitimate, popular argument that says that black people are the original Jews. This is something that don't look it up. I'm not telling you that you have the right, that you can't disagree. I'm just saying that there's a debate about this. There's a conversation about this. So this idea that somehow you've allowed them to trick you into this, you should be embarrassed. You all three of y'all on this picture, you owe the black community a sincere apology, because right now you are looking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Greatest basketball players in the world. All y'all guys are in the top 50 as far as basketball goes, but right now you're in the bottom 50 when it comes to anti-black racism, because you allow them to use you like a damn sucker. Got you out here fighting, putting your reputation on the line, defending something that shouldn't be defended. The only reason Barkley and Shaq called LeBron an idiot was Kyrie an idiot was not because Kyrie did something anti-Semitic. They called him an idiot because they didn't like the fact that he was messing up their money. They didn't like the fact that he was fighting against the pre-existing power struggle. So effectively, your logic is Master say he's wrong, so he must be wrong. You did none of your own research, and if you did your research, you would have found out that there are a lot of people who saw this documentary. Let me share this post with you guys. It's really interesting. There was a guy who put up a post, and I thought I had it with me. If I disappear, stay on the line, because that just means my Wi-Fi is a little weird. But I had to connect with y'all to talk about this, because I feel like this is just so important. But there was a guy who put up a post where he basically said, it was a white guy, so I guess the words white people matter more than black people. And he literally said, I watched the documentary and there's nothing anti-Semitic about it. Now, I don't know who this guy is, I'm going to be honest with you. But if you look at this, he said, I just watched the film. It is not anti-Semitic in any way. There are no tropes. There is nothing at all that would suggest anything but an exploration of the origins of Black culture and its connection to Judaism and Israel. Irving is being set up. It is a complete scam. He's being whipped because of his influence. Anybody who calls this film anti-Semitic has not watched the film. Any corporation that bans Irving is taking him down for other reasons. It's a setup. He's a political pawn. They want him gone, says some white guy on the internet who I don't actually know, but it's very interesting. Very interesting. So give me a yes or no. Do you think that if people are going to criticize Kyrie for a retweet, which is, by the way, that's ridiculous. That makes you as ridiculous as these clowns. Do you think that anybody who wants to criticize Kyrie over a retweet, do you think that they should at least watch the documentary to know what the hell they're talking about? Is it too much to say, hey, if you're going to ruin a guy's life, if you're going to take away his livelihood and get him fired from his job, you should at least do some research? I mean, am I crazy? Am I being radical by saying that? I mean, is it okay? Do you guys agree with me that maybe your Black ass need to go down and like actually look into it, or are you that determined? Are you that determined to fight for the powers that be, your master, your boss, whoever the hell's writing them big checks for you, that you don't even do your research? That's insanity to me. That's absolute insanity. So right now, these guys are looking like clowns. And really, when you see pictures like this, it reminds you that, unfortunately, in our community, we have some people that are 100% down for a buck-breaking agenda. They will do whatever it takes to get money. And I'm a financial expert. My PhD is in finance, so I can tell you all with complete certainty that money can either liberate you or it can turn you into a bigger slave. And right now, in this picture, to use the words of William Roden, you have some $40 million, $200 million, $500 million slaves. You have some very wealthy slaves in this picture. So let me mention this too real quick. On this podcast, we have people that help sponsor. And so one company I would like to mention is breathclean.com. That's one. This is actually the script they sent over. I'm going to read this directly. I'm going to put it on the screen so you can see it. Breathclean.com is a company from Alonzo Hines, and he says it's the first wealth that makes us all others possible is health. We must keep level health wealth. The Valera Air and Surface Pro helps achieve this by using the power of nature to scrub the air and surfaces of viruses, mold, fungi, and allergens. We should breathe better, breathe clean. So if you want to support a Black-owned business that's supporting this podcast, please go to breatheclean.com. The second sponsor, I'm going to read the script here. I can't actually see the top of the script. I'm going to read this. Essence Tree, essencetree.com. Body and hair care sold in Whole Foods and select retailers nationwide. Our best sellers include products that aid in hair growth, healthy hair tonic, and removal of dark spots and blemishes, dream skin. Handmade with love in the ATL by Black women. Go to essencetree.com. Use the discount code VOICEB1. So thank you to the Black-owned businesses that help us sponsor this podcast. If y'all know, I don't want to go get that Barkley money and that Shaq money because unfortunately that comes with an automatic reduction of your IQ to the point where you start saying the most ridiculous things. Also, you can protect your master. Now hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. I'm actually going to go because believe it or not, I actually ordered some food, so I'm going to actually eat dinner in a minute. So I didn't want to take much of your time. I just had to address this issue. But one thing Dr. Claudence, and I told you guys I had an opportunity to spend time with the GOAT today, and we sat there together, and he was teaching as he always does. And he also was actually, I told him I was going to flight school, and he was actually explaining how he used to fly airplanes. We were talking about the ailerons and the elevators, and the runners, and the yolks, and
All right, now, thank you, Dr. Boyce. I'm not really trying to make this your show, but I really do appreciate you for being one of the brothers that actually stands up to this and recognizes what the hell is going on. And like I said, we can't help but make the connection between the disrespect that's happening to our brother right now and our brothers right now, the straight out buck breaking attack. This is an attack not only on these particular gentlemen, but also on all black men, on black men, period, black men in America, and on American blackhood. In fact, the Democrat Party has been on a consistent attack of American black manhood for quite some time. So now the proverbial shit is hitting the fan. The rubber is hitting the road, and we can't ignore this any longer. This is happening, and it's happening right now. And like I said, the timing of this with tomorrow's election is perfect. The timing of what's going on and the fact that, we have this election coming up tomorrow, I believe, is perfect. So it is time for us to have this awakening in our world and in our country. We're just going to have to see how many brothers are going to vote and how many brothers are going to vote the right way. All right. I don't want to keep this going for any longer than an hour because I have my son to feed. But I want to thank you guys for joining. I wish someone would have called in, but I guess I can get people to call in later videos. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys do vote tomorrow, whatever your interests are. But I hope you're wise enough to make the connection between the people who have obviously declared themselves the political and personal enemies of black masculinity, right? Always trying to put us in a dress and, promoting this negative gangster rap culture, promoting the removal of the black man from the home. I mean, it's just absurd. It just gets worse every time you turn around. But here we are, right? Here we are. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I want you all to stay kind, as you know, because kind is not only the new sexy, kind is the only sexy. I want you to stay blessed, and I want you to stay healthy. All right. Subscribe, hit the bell for notifications and all of that good stuff. I appreciate that. Also, subscribe to BioMedRx TV. I did a very good live today on BioMedRx TV talking about how we deal with addiction, right? The way we attack addiction from a brain perspective, from a cognitive perspective, as well as from a physical, or what we would call a body perspective. Okay. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next live. Peace.
Gold label quality Biomed RX CBD oil is made from organic hemp that is locally grown, glyphosate-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, homogenized, third-party tested, and CO2 extracted. Visit www.biomedrxcbd.com.
Biomedric's Optimum Woman is the only woman's high-potency full-spectrum multiple vitamin supplement to contain 56 nutrients, including those most important for today's woman, such as calcium for bone health, iron for healthy red blood cells, beta-carotene, biotin for nail and hair health, gamma-linoleic acid from evening primrose oil, octasanol, grapeseed extract, a potent antioxidant important for maintaining capillary strength, and vegetarian digestive enzymes. Visit www.biomedrxsupplements.com.